I did a song called Games,
Okay.
and it was with this group of producers. So Chris River and Parts, shout out to them. And it was a house song. And at first I didn't want to do it, but at that point I kind of wanted to give up music because it was like 10 years in the making, and I just feel like I wasn't getting anywhere. But I did that song, and then literally like the day after it was released, like radio DJs were like tagging me, and we're like, we're playing your song on the air tomorrow at this time. And then so like I went on my phone and I tried to like figure out the time difference
Yes,
so I could like stay up and watch it. And I was in shock because they played my song on TV at a stadium. So they played it through at a
They
stadium.
play it over there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And
man.
they play here
So-
on Rainier. So
yeah,
man,
yeah.
you getting
And
plays.
so that was amazing. So seeing that, and then like 3 months later, like Sony and Warner tried to sign me, and I said no to
Let's
both.
go.
Oh,
So, well, I turned it down because it was just such a horrible. It was a label deal. So it wasn't a 360 deal. It was a traditional label deal where they wanted me to deliver a certain number of albums in like a very short amount of time. And like they were offering, I don't even know if I should be but whatever.
Oh man, we believe you,
So-
man. Actually, before forward us the contract.
I
Though.
like
we want
that.
to see.
But no, like respectfully, like I enjoy label game as a hustle. People don't understand the label game as a hustle.
Yes.
People think being independent is difficult. I actually know both sides. I would say being signed is even more difficult than being independent.
Oof.
And I know some people might give me some flack for that, but I think it's difficult because if you mess up, you're messing up everyone else's bag. And so
That's real.
Yeah, your mess up
It's a
accounts for more people.
responsibility.
Yeah. And so I was thinking about like the deal, and I talked about it with a lawyer.
That's
and
that boss talk, man.
yeah, and he, my lawyer was just like, I mean, new artists get bad deals all the time.
Yes. Very true. Very true.
And he was like, the best thing for you to do is, he was like, I mean, obviously, right? He's just there to give me advice. He's not going to tell me what to do. But he was just like, I mean, if you do it, just understand that you're getting a really bad deal. And he was like, I would really recommend you think about if it's worth putting yourself through a label trap that you hear about all the time, where it's like, you're a new artist. Like, what are the chances of you actually realistically, because they're, Warner, like Sony, right? All these big labels, they have these big labels that a lot of artists are signed to, but out of how many of those artists do you actually know? Right?
They just tie you down, keep you out the
Yeah,
competition.
Exactly. So I think they were trying to get ahead of the curve because at the time, like I was doing the stuff with the Italian label, and then things were going up. And I think they were trying to get ahead of the curve and making sure that they secured me first before anyone else did. And I just wasn't going to have that with the deal that they were providing me, and they weren't open to negotiating anything. They kind of was just like, you should be grateful. And I'm just like, okay. Well, I was just like, bye. I was just like,
don't ever tell me to
no.
be grateful.
Yeah, like like I just want artists to remember that labels are nothing without the artist. Like, so what are we talking about here? Like, as much as I still work with labels, but like the thing is that I don't work with labels as a signed artist. Like, I work with them on like a single deal basis. So I will give them one song and one song only. But they don't own the masters to my songs.
Word.
So I license it to them, which is something a lot of artists should know about when you sign deals. Like, you should sign licenses. Do not let the label own your master. That's just, we can get into that, but yeah, that's why I said no. And I continued to work with the label. And then the label, like, they got really comfortable at one point because we had done like 5 songs together that were doing great. And they were still building, and that exposure from the song we did got them more artists and more exposure. They were getting in the newspaper now and stuff like that, stuff that they hadn't done before. And so like, I'm really proud of that because I feel like it was a collaborative effort where we both put each other on.
For sure.
And it was very mutual. And then they got really comfortable, and then we started having differences, and the differences got really personal for them. Yeah, typical like label, like, you need to listen to me because I know what's right. And then I was just like, okay, I gotta go. Peace. And then the next month we dropped You Fake AF, and then we were featured on like Spotify editorial playlist. Yeah, so I did it on my own with Emmanuel and King.
Word.
Yeah, so I did that.
Oh, okay.
I knew it was coming. Like, months before I did the last song with the label, like, we just kept butting heads. And so I was just like, I have to prepare myself. Like, I'm not gonna have the same budget no more. I'm probably not gonna have the same relationships anymore. Like, these people are probably not gonna like me no more because I'm standing up for what I believe in, and it's not like in their agenda. you know? And so, you know, they had this idea that I was going to be this person. And it got to the point where they started to like analyze like what I would be posting and be like, you should take this down or take that down. And I was just like, you know, I don't know how certain artists do it, but like, I can't, like, it's crazy because I feel like there's all this. I just feel like we're just living in a different time, and people should.
Because you had a contract with them. That's why they were trying to like jump in a little bit.
Yeah, we were getting there. We were definitely getting there. Like before I left them because they didn't drop. They basically were trying to build up my resume to be able to pitch me to major labels to be able to get me a better deal.